From North Carolina, Mr. Cawthorn, for 5 minutes.
Our founders were clear. The Second Amendment was designed as the backbone upon which individual rights and liberties could be secured. Efforts by the ruling class and our government are aimed at crippling this nation and corroding our republic. It's true, red flag laws sound benign on paper. Flagging dangerous individuals and keeping them from weaponry seems like a cut and dry issue. But a simple cursory glance at the actions of our overreaching federal government clearly shows that these laws are ripe for federal abuse. They will abuse your rights and mine. Make no mistake, red flag laws will be used to flag those who vote for freedom, strip them of their right to self-defense, and empower faceless bureaucrats to dole out or to not dole out the right of self-defense to a downtrodden and oppressed class of citizens. They will be weaponized to demonize and destroy political dissidents in this country. If you raise your children to adhere to Proverbs instead of POTUS, you may be stripped of your gun rights. If you vote against the regime, you may be stripped of your gun rights. If you refuse the medical decisions pushed by the regime, you may be stripped of your gun rights. To the American people, I say this: it is not a right if you have to ask permission to exercise it. We are very near this government becoming the exact reason our founders penned the Second Amendment. Not to hunt deer, but to defend against tyranny or invasion. Red flag laws sound harmless on paper. We all want to keep firearms out of the hands of dangerous people. But remember who the government says that you are. The CDC has labeled you a national security problem for protecting your health. The FBI last September called your mothers and wives domestic terrorists for protecting your children. A House committee labeled half the country as coup sympathetic just a few weeks ago. The same faceless fact checkers who censor your speech will seize your sovereignty, come to your front door, and they won't be coming with a clipboard and a smile. These liberal lackeys will show up before dawn, invade your home, seize your property, and smash any concept of individual liberty you may possess. Remember the actions the ruling elite took against those at Waco and Ruby Ridge. We must wake up. We cannot trust this government. We must not give them more legal avenues to persecute Americans that they took an oath to defend. What's next? You want our guns. You took our gas. And now it seems that even the simple act of providing food is too difficult for this administration to accomplish. Last week, according to the Washington Times, a fire ravaged festive food plants near Waupaca, Wisconsin. Earlier this month, at a JBS meatpacking plant near Green Bay, a fire caused nearly $30,000 in damage. In April, fires destroyed the headquarters of Azure Standard, a distributor of organic food in Oregon, a Taylor Farms processing facility in Salinas, California, and an East Conway beef and pork butcher shop and slaughterhouse in Conway, New Hampshire. At least 12 U.S. food processing facilities have burned down in the last 6 months. Does no one else believe that this is worth an investigation? This comes as 37 million chickens have been killed on U.S. poultry farms this year due to the avian flu, the worst outbreak in recorded U.S. history, and the deaths of at least 2,000 cattle in Kansas during a heat wave this month. These accidents are coming at a time of shortages across our nation. Essentials such as fuel, semiconductors, and even baby formula have ceased being commodities and become as rare as coherent speech from the White House. The American people have every right to be skeptical and to demand answers about the incidents shutting down food facilities. It begs the question, what exactly are they doing in the White House about this? Why has a seemingly unexplainable series of food industry accidents gone unreported by the media? Speaker, does no one care that children are starving while you and your colleagues feast at Les Diplomats? We survived the Great Depression because our supply chains were local, and a large share of American households grew much of their own food. I hope we're all practicing hunting and gardening, because I'm afraid we may need it soon. And with that, I yield back.
Chair now recognizes the gentlewoman from Texas,